Fritz is here, Greg Wall is here, Allison is here, Derek Rhodes is not here. Dave Eggert's here, Steve Geibel's here, Corey is here, Pamela Stevens is not here, Amanda Musso is here, David, Michael Bentham is here, Warren is here, and Joan is not here. So council minutes, is there a motion to approve the council minute meetings from October 9th, 2025? Was there any corrections, clarifications, additions, revisions? Can the minutes be accepted as presented?
Move to approve the council minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion moved and seconded to approve the council minutes of October 9th as presented. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Public comment? Any public comment?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Just for a couple minutes, if I could.
I'm sorry, please state your name and address for the record.
Al DeGennaro, J.P. Mascatter, son of Deputy General Counsel, 2650 Audubon Road, Audubon, PA.
So for clarification, you're neither a taxpayer or resident, correct?
No.
Understood.
Thank you. I was here last meeting, I appreciate your time and attention. I want to address tonight what I think is your possible course of action. I'm assuming you're going to go to executive session. If not, you've been advised. I'm assuming that you'll be advised, and I'm going to be presumptuous, but that the bid of the deemed disposal has defects and isn't eligible for award. And if that's the case, I think you have two options. You've probably been advised that by your solicitor. You can either award the company to the lowest responsible bidder, which is our company, or you can reject the bids. Not denying you have that right, but I just want to suggest to you for a couple minutes why you shouldn't reject the bids. We're right down the road. We've been your contractor for a number of years. I think our record of service speaks for itself. I know we've served this borough for a long time. I checked again our records, our reports, our record of service based upon the evaluations here is good. We perform the job as cost effective as anybody can. We have an infrastructure second to no one right here, so we know what our costs are. We have the Pioneer Crossing landfill. We have the total recycling facility. We have our depot, all in close proximity to your township. So, you know, we know what the costs are. No denying there's been price increase, and I know there's a discrepancy and difference in price between our company bid. I noticed you had another bidder from A.J. Blinsky, who's now owned by a public company. They were higher than we are, but this other company bid was substantially lower. I can't speak to that, except I can tell you that we can't do it at that cost. And in fact, if you were to reject the bids, I'd say do us a favor and just hold our bid open because our price wouldn't change. That's our price. I did do a little research just to give you an idea. Your bid is post-COVID. I took a look at other communities in the area just to give you an idea how much there have been increases. And if you don't mind, I'll just hand this out to you. It's all the contracts that we've been involved in have been awarded since 2023, which means pricing post-COVID. And I put asterisks next to the ones that are in Berks County sister communities to give you an idea about how much these increases have gone up.
We forwarded it to everybody.
Did I give this to you earlier?
You emailed
I'm
it.
sorry. Okay, I apologize.
That's okay.
Let's give it out again so you have it in front of you if you don't mind.
Thanks.
You know, we know what it costs to pick up the trash here. You know what the record of service is. You know, trash is a service that touches everybody. The two most important services that your residents are availed of are fire protection and police protection. And hopefully people don't need those, but they're there. But the trash everybody needs every day. And the only time you hear about it is when there's an issue with service. And obviously our company with our infrastructure, here I think we've provided you with good service. I'd be very concerned about awarding it to the company that doesn't have a past track record. I'm not here to speak ill, I'm just telling you what the facts are. I heard for myself, I didn't know who this company was. The young lady talked about it being an upstart company that had connections with a prior business that sold out. All I can tell you is the financial stability and strength of a company is very important. Your bid asks for certain things, what the financial criteria are, what the experience is. I checked around, I think the young lady said here that they don't have a single contract yet, they have subscription. That should be something you're concerned about. I know your solicitor gave you advice about the bond. The bond is very important. You have an underwriting limitation. If they can't get that bond this time, what makes you think they'll get the bond the next time? So, respectfully, we've been doing the job, we know the job, and this price increase that you're experiencing here, as I said, we had this contract for 6 years, 3 years plus 3 one-year options. So this went out to bid in 2019 or 2018 pre-COVID. And if you look at, I went to these meetings, Borough-wide missing in 2023 had an increase of 182%. These aren't made up numbers, these can all be verified. I went to Shillington Borough, their recycling only contract went up 104%. Maiden Creek was 121%. At Amity, 134%. Exeter Township was 75%, and Hamburg was 80%. If you look at the rates that our contract indicates, to pick up the trash on a monthly basis, the cost is in the 30 some dollar range. And if you think about that, when you send a truck down with an experienced CDL driver and 2 people on the back, and you get trash collection, you get recycling collection, I think you get bulk collection, and I apologize, is trash collection part of this or not?
No.
It's not. So when you talk about sending that truck down the streets 2 times a week, which is 4.1 weeks, that's 8 or 9 times. It's like $3 or $4 a trip with a truck, and at $31.51 for the first year, and on average for 5 years, $32.80. $32 a month for that level of service is a fair price. And I know the other price is significantly lower, but I don't know what you get for that price. I don't know what the equipment is. I don't know what the experience is. I don't know what the service is. I don't know where they're taking the trash. I don't know what they provided you in terms of capacity for the disposal. Landfill costs keep going up. You have the leachate management, which is a problem. I could talk about this for a long time. You don't want to hear it. I just want to tell you that a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Sometimes if things look too good to be true, they are too good to be true. And I respectfully submit that the service you get if you award it to a subpar company would be reflecting in the price that is being bid. And I respectfully suggest that you give the contract to the low bidder that's the most responsible, which is our company. And if you choose not to do that and throw the bids out, well, just let us keep our same bids, save us the aggravation of going through this, because the numbers are the numbers. We looked at these numbers, these are the most cost-effective and competitive numbers that we can give, and we're right here. So I appreciate your time. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Well, it's not a question and answer period, it's public statement, so that's it.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know, if anybody
Thank
has
you.
any questions?
All
I
right.
understand that, maybe some others have questions.
All right, public comment had it, general comment, public meetings, all public meetings are at this building, 135 North Prospect Street, Reading, Pennsylvania. Executive session, we don't have an executive session. We do have new business trash and recycling bids. So for council's information, we had Joan, our solicitor, review all the bids for the compliance. The lowest bid received was missing material information, most notably the certificate of insurance. And the others bids had increased prices significantly. A recommendation that I'm looking for is that we reject all bids, look at our bid specs. We had people pick up the bid specs that did not bid on it. Typically that means there's something in there that doesn't, it's either driving cost up or they can't comply. So maybe that's another action we should do because of that. Discussion?
I make a motion, we reject all bids and start the bidding process over and review our bid spec.
Question.
Sure.
How long has it been since we've drawn up this, the bid package that we're currently working off of? How many years does it go back? Have we updated it?
Yeah, it was updated from the last one 8 years ago.
It was, okay.
Yep.
So, obviously there's something in there that potentially needs to be looked at again.
Correct.
Okay. So
Or that's a hypothesis, and I know as you as construction, when you bid things, sometimes the bid spec's not great, and you have to bid to the spec, and then you know it can't be done, and then you say you need alternates, and then sometimes the bids get revised.
That's right, and there are a number of times where they get rejected, and now you gotta go through it again.
So,
I would think, in having the conversations that I've had, that at this point it would be nice to take a look at the entire package and make adjustments accordingly. If it simplifies the process, levels the playing field, makes it. The word fair comes to mind. I I certainly think the Borough Council, being mindful of our residents, and tax dollars, I think we owe it to them to take a hard look at it.
Any other comments? Motion been moved and seconded. All those in favor in rejecting the bids from the recent municipal trash collection bid, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? None opposed? Okay,
I have a question back.
yeah,
Did we get a second? I didn't hear a second.
I thought there was a second.
I
I
didn't hear
don't
a
know
second.
where the second, did David?
I know, I asked,
Oh.
I just asked a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just asked a question. I didn't.
Negate that. Was there a second to the motion?
Okay.
So now there's a second. The motion is to reject all trash bids as presented. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. So a couple things we could do to do this is, one is, I am in disagreement with the solicitor, our solicitor, about the having a letter of intent for any landfill that needs to do this. Over this period of time, it could go to multiple landfills. A landfill that they select or tell us now could perhaps not be in business or have an increase in price. So I'm not concerned that much about having the letter of intent to where a landfill is going to go for the life of the contract.
Yeah, I
I
don't
agree.
think that's necessary either. Once they pick it up, it's not ours.
Yeah. So there were some other things in the bid specs. Amanda, I had asked some questions about it. Do you have that in front of you?
Yeah, I sent it out earlier. It was just taking out, I sent in an email a little earlier. It was taking out the exact price. Instead of saying 10%, you could just leave it at 10% and not put the exact price in. Joan said that was completely fine to do it that way.
And this was the price of the bond, or what?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
the price, that was the price of the bond. Instead of,
The percentage.
Percent.
Dollar.
Yeah.
take the dollar amount out, and you could just leave the price of it.
Council pretty amicable to that also? Maybe we'll just make a list here.
And it's 10% of the
Yeah,
contract?
Yeah,
it was
just-
still the 10%.
Instead of having a dollar amount, just say 10% of the bid.
Which is a very well-defined number.
Right, yeah.
And Joan,
And Joan said that's
Yes,
totally
okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Can I back you up to the first thing you
Yeah.
A lot of this is really Greek to me.
Watch
So
everyone
you
here.
guys speak this like.
Sure.
You said that you're not worried about where the trash goes after. Dave said that it's not.
Right, because
It's not our
of-
trash anymore.
Right, because we signed no bill of lading, we signed no manifest. You know, we don't own the trash once it gets on the truck. That's the transporter. And then it goes to a facility. And they're responsible for that. For instance, if it would trip the radioactive because there would be some sort of medical waste that's radioactive, that's all on the transporter. That's not on us. So my vision of the world is, I'm not that concerned about what landfill it goes to.
But we took on I'm trying to make sure.
Yeah.
We took on somebody who then lost the ability to go to a landfill,
Right.
and we said, well, tough, the trash is yours,
They would go to another landfill, it'd be a higher cost. I'm sure that's what they would end up having to
and
do.
they want to pass the savings on
No.
to us, but we'd have a contract.
Right.
And say, no.
And they would have other clients besides us, so that, they're always, either shopping, if they don't own the landfill, they're shopping pricing and stuff like that.
And their option after the 5-year contract is up is not to take on the additional
Option.
Because it's mutually agreeable.
It's a mutually agreed upon extension. the
You
last
know that there's
contract.
only so many.
You're not allowed to talk, this is a discussion here. You're interrupting my meeting, if you do it again, I will now become, a very
okay.
person you will not want to deal with. You're not involved in this discussion, and you're here at our,
I understand that.
right, so either be quiet, or we'll take other actions. Go ahead.
No, I think you answered.
Contractually, they are obligated to.
But if we picked a low bidder that was suspect and they got into this battle with somewhere, they could say, well, we can't afford to keep all of your trash and be stuck, right?
That's why you have.
That's why we have a performance bond, too. So we have the amount of money, then we would have a default of contract, we would have that money available
Contract. That covers.
to cover that.
And then the second thing was extending the language because there was somebody who came in, I don't know what hauler it was, but he did take a bid pack, and I don't think he came back. Because I don't think that gentleman was in service for 5 years, so he extended the language for instead of just 5 years of service, it was previous employers and extending it to,
Predecessor
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 companies.
companies.
Yeah. And then Joan wrote that in there, so that was added.
So for instance, a lot of bids that we do right now, they'll say, hey, does your company have this experience? I may not have that experience with my company I'm with now, but I have that experience from previous companies. So, you know, that's sort of a technicality, whether, you know, whether it has to be, do you have experience with the company you're at now, or do you have experience, period? So I see that as a potential reason why we didn't have as many bidders.
There was one, and there is a clause in there that you have to explain why. So you're gonna know why. the bid shows.
So we were thinking about changing that in the bid specs also.
Yeah,
So that was 3 things. Is there another one, Amanda?
I think that was it. It was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that was it.
That was it.
Thanks for catching me.
Does that cause, those items cause any grief for anybody, or do you, is it, you know? And I think it's a fiduciary responsibility, you know, if we have a substantial cost increase to trash, that we've tried everything possible to get more bidders and better pricing. So I think that's our reasoning why we rejected all this.
What protection do we have if a company does go out of business during the?
Performance bond.
The performance bond for the price of the,
And the performance bond is for the full length of
The
the
5
original
5 years.
contract,
Contract.
which can be reduced as they perform annually, so then
It's-
it subtracts the value of the first year,
Yeah.
then the second year, so at any point along the way. It then that's why the performance bond is so important. And it's why, and the bid bond ensures that whoever is the low bidder gets, once you award it to them, if they don't execute, you get that bid bond, which is.
to cover the cost of your bidding and
10%.
things like that, to rebid it basically.
And you may need to go hire somebody to collect if it's not in the turnaround time for the new year.
Okay, also, the gentleman's comment that his current bid would be their bid on a rebid.
That means nothing to us.
Yeah.
We're gonna set the bids out, they have to submit another bid if they're interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't say, keep my bid.
We reject it.
Got rejected.
Because that rejected, so they have to rebid it.
There was another issue about the certificate of insurance being given by a Pennsylvania bond, or certificate, was it? I'm trying to remember the exact words. Joe
It
had.
was, the bond company was out of
State.
state, and for legal purposes, the person who is signing off on the bond, because a corporate officer has to sign off on the bond, they need to be licensed in Pennsylvania to do this. It's kind of like an insurance
Yeah.
agent. A realtor has to be licensed in Pennsylvania to do your.
Yeah, I'll give you another example, like in New York State, you have to have workman's comp, and most everybody's workman's comp says it's good in all states. New York does not accept that. You have to have the words New York in your workman's comp policy for them to accept it. So I tried to push back on Joan on that, having a PA person do it, but she's pretty adamant that needs to be there. But
Because the company is out of state
Because-
that issues the bid bond.
But then, you know, my company's out of, corporate headquarters is in Arkansas. I'm sure if I asked to have a bid for a thing, I'm gonna get an Arkansas bid thing. But I would, you know, to go get one in Pennsylvania is additional time and expense, but apparently, that's something Joan thinks is adamantly we should keep. And I tried to.
And just for clarity, I'm not sure he's aware of this, and I just said to Allison, he can't roll that bid over.
Right.
We can't hold that
Right.
bid.
No,
and
no,
He
we
has
just-
to,
We
just
already
rejected
passed a
it.
motion to reject all bids.
Yeah.
so I don't know if he knows that, but if he does not resubmit,
Not our problem.
then it's like he never bid it at all.
Right.
Right,
So-
exactly.
Yeah. So, I don't remember any other clarifications with the Joan back and forth,
No, that
but
was
that
it.
was it, you know.
Yeah. They weren't huge. Wasn't
It was
anything
to
major.
pull a couple of the worksheets that we had with
Is it a question?
the operations plan.
Yeah, I pushed back on Joe because we had in our bid an operation plan. I go, listen, you know, sometimes you buy all brand new equipment when you have a big, nice contract like that. And who's to say just because you have new trucks now that you don't have those trucks in 5 or 8 years? So I didn't see the value having an operations plan.
I think one of
Is
the
what
questions
what
was
my,
like,
my point was.
who is the people, who are you hiring, your employer, like your employees?
Your staffing.
Your staff.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the operations
Information
plan.
about your staff,
This was in the bid package?
yeah.
Yeah,
Stuff like that didn't really.
We are
not
removing that,
necessary
right?
to be in
We
there.
are
yeah, moving the operation plan, we think
Yeah.
doesn't,
removing the
perhaps doesn't add value for us to have that operation plan.
So when do we think we can have the new invitation out?
We can get it out fairly quickly. It's the time frame, and so our bid opening is probably gonna be during our budget meeting.
Okay,
Which will be good timing because that's
Yes.
an important component.
of the budget, yes.
Of the budget.
Most definitely. Right.
So that we have some kind of an idea of what we're dealing with. And Joan knows that we're gonna need a fairly quick review
Yes.
of the whole package, which is also one of the reasons to streamline some of the stuff
Right.
out of it.
Very well.
Reduce the amount of information in financials
Yeah.
to just
So
something.
I'll make a motion to re-advertise a revised 2025 trash and recycling bid spec twice in the paper with the aforementioned modifications.
Which our secretary has recorded here in our discussions. I think there was 4 or 5 items, correct?
Second.
Motion moved and seconded, any discussion?
Yes,
Oh,
are we,
go ahead.
are we permitted to send direct notification to those that were on that list on Thursday?
That we are allowed to do.
Okay,
I'm
I
going
thought
to send
so.
them.
We
I'm gonna
just
send them
have
all.
not-
I wanna make sure that law didn't change it.
We just can't have any comments.
Yeah, I'm going to send them all an email saying everything was rejected.
We
You
read
didn't
the
have it,
tell them
or
it's
you
been
didn't have
The
it.
rejected.
package has been revised.
Right.
Yeah.
we're just
What?
And rebidding is
Can't tell them
required.
what.
Yeah.
We just go.
We decided to revise our bid package.
Well, it's a public notice,
It's a public notice, we'll be advertising that in the newspaper twice.
but we did have 2 or 3
We
pick
had
up the
3.
package that never bid. So we will reach out to them saying, hey, by the way, all bids due this date were rejected. This is a new bid package. That's it, no more comment.
And we didn't
There,
put a maximum on the entities that can.
no,
No.
we can't.
I know, I'm just.
That's a
for my
rare occasion.
clarification.
Yeah.
That's a rare occasion that you do that. I've don't know if I've ever seen that.
I was surprised.
So does everybody feel comfortable with this, or, you know, is there heartburn, you know, somewhere? Just trying to make sure.
No, I think it's,
Okay,
hopefully it, like I said, it levels the playing field, makes it fair, and, draws more in, makes it more competitive, and
So we're gonna notify the people that all bid and didn't bid.
Yes.
Picked up
People that
packages.
picked up
only the
packages.
ones that picked up package last time.
Just the ones that did not.
Everyone that
Because-
gave me.
No, everybody
Anyone
who
who-
submitted a bid will get a notification that it's being rebid.
Yeah, okay, everybody.
asking them
If they
to
want,
bid or rebid.
Or just get notice.
Yeah.
Yep, just getting noticed.
they have to submit back to us a registration, which tells us that they're interested, and so they get, if anybody has questions, we have to respond to everyone who is a registered bidder with an addendum to the spec.
Years,
So-
years ago, it used to cost so much to make a bid spec, you actually made people pay to get the bid. You know, electronically now, that cuts down all this stuff, so pretty much that's off
It
to
was
the side.
posted on the website.
Yeah. Any other, questions or comments? We'll move the vote. All those in favor of re-advertising our municipal trash bid with revisions discussed here in council and open meeting? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, you want to, Now we have to motion to re-advertise the 2025 trash recycling bid.
That was-
Just we did?
Yep.
All right, so there's remaining balance of the zoning hearing board for 3613 Stoner Avenue belongs to Adam Kraut, the amount of $387.60. Is there a motion to approve the refund amount for this amount?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded to refund the amount to Adam Kraut. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you much.